She used exposure to take control of Florence femininity, use it for photography.
What's going on, y'all? It's Ivana.
I'm Valentine. This is the photo shoot for season 2, Comedic Mines in the house. Yeah. She used exposure to take control of Florence femininity, using photography, using her undeniable for sexy curves for hire, wishing that I could have more than her photograph. Can't get my hands to stay, they keep stroking private places, give anything to hold. That sexy centerfold, that sexy centerfold. And we had amazing conversations. If you have a chance to watch the season 1 sizzle reel, you'll see a lot of laughs, but you'll be inspired to go and find out what the hell we were talking about. Because I'm telling you, we had amazing conversations. Please keep in mind that these are not interviews, not even on C Squared. These are crucial conversations between one and another. And that's it, key, conversations. These are not interviews, not even on C Squared to talk, so they're not interviews. These are conversations. So as vulnerable as we ask the guests to be, so are we. Who is we? Me, Valentine, and Ivana. She used exposure to take control of Florence femininity, using photography, using her undeniable for sexy curves for hire, wishing that I could have more than her photograph. Can't get my hands to stay, they keep stroking private places, give anything to hold. That sexy centerfold, that sexy centerfold, that sexy centerfold. She sexy centerfold, my sexy centerfold, sexy centerfold, that sexy centerfold.
You are not going to want to miss this second season of Comedic Minds. It's going to be hilarious, even funnier than last time. We've got comedy, diversity. The conversations are crucial, honey. So tune in. You don't want to miss it.
So here we are with season 2. Check it out. Monday evenings at 8 p.m. starting September 21st. You can find us at Crucial Conversations TV. That's our YouTube channel. Or just go to crucialconversations.tv. That's the website.
And welcome back, y'all. Hey, come on.
Hey.
Welcome back to Comedic Minds Season 2.
Hey.
Thanks, y'all, for joining us. We are back again. It is yet another Monday that we are here together. I am your co-host, Ivana.
And I'm Valentine. Yeah.
We have so much in store for y'all. You don't want to miss this. So today we have, you want to go ahead and just say it?
Yeah, sure.
We have a celebrity guest, Flame Monroe. She's a stand-up comedian.
Flame.
You've seen her on Tiffany Haddish's
They
She
Ready.
They Ready. So we have so many more. I'm so excited to get into it. I'm
Me
ready.
too. I'm really excited. Of course, like usual, we have crucial topics first.
Yes.
Crucial topics.
Yes, we do. What do you want to get into this one? How are you feeling today? Like when you came in today, like how was your mood? How were you feeling then?
I think I'm always anxious on show days.
Ooh,
I'm
why?
always just anxious because I'm worried about all of the things that goes into the show myself. So just from the little minute things to the make sure I'm on thing and not too tired.
Yeah.
You know, that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I agree too. It's really hard to be on because I do a couple shows. It's hard to be on all the time, especially when what's going on and stuff. And just, between this pandemic and race relations or lack of, it's a lot. It's really hard to just be Ivana, all the time. Sometimes just like, you know what, y'all don't know today. You know, that's how I feel sometimes.
This, I guess, the biggest crucial topic from last Monday to this Monday was the Breonna Taylor verdict.
Yeah.
I knew when the family got the money settlement and all of the provisions that came with it that was supposed to be some sort of police reform. When I saw the list and the amount of money that they received, I knew that was it for justice. There will be no more.
Yeah.
And I actually contacted a friend of mine. He's a criminal justice attorney, very prominent here in LA actually. And we were talking, and I was like, dude, that's it. The police not going to jail. They're going to get off. And he was like, no, just wait and see. And I was like, yeah, all right. And then look what happened.
Yeah.
They only, I guess, charged one of the police officers with some counts of, but some counts against him, but I'm curious to see how much time he gets. But I really don't care because the main ones who did the killing are off.
Yeah. So to catch y'all up, so the grand jury declined to bring charges directly related to Taylor's death. So I knew that it was going to be bad news whenever, they already had like militarized police starting to block off certain areas and to kind of be out there. I'm like, they're already planning for a riot. Because they knew. They knew,
Yeah.
I can't remember who it is right now, but there's a quote like, they know what they've done to us. Like they already know how this process goes anyway. So, and that's what they were preparing for, because we were going to receive some bad news.
I knew the what's the old saying? The cake was baked already, because since Breonna Taylor's death until now, all of the pictures with the police officers that actually did the killing were on the beach with their friends, laughing and joking. Like it was like, and I was like, oh, the cake is baked. They know. They're not concerned. They're not concerned. I think this instance is a little bit more of connections and who you know, and I think they just really tied in, and they can take down some people that are bigger than them.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little bit more than just, unfortunately, the community speaking out. It was just too many people in power that had something to lose, I believe.
Yeah.
And so they were like, look, no, we need to find a way, and they found a way by monetary and along with those provisions, and then charging at least one police officer with some minor charges.
When I read over that, I'm like, okay, so what all exactly does this mean? What does this look like? It just, like you said, it just looks.
You're talking about the provisions?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like, what?
Something about, I don't know, I can't remember all of them, but I remember them being simple stuff. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah. Exactly.
Community service, something. I was like, what?
I was saying, like we were talking about last week, I'm like, it's just desk duty. They're right back to desk duty. It's nothing, and they come back on the field, or they're transferred to another department, and they're back on the field.
Isn't that weird? I never knew before all of this, the large swell of community unrest, that police officers can, have a bad record at one police precinct. And leave and go to another precinct, and their record not follow them. Yeah. So they have a fresh start somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Are you insane? That's supposed to follow you. Yeah. That's supposed to, all the police anywhere, like they should be able to, just like you pull a background check on anybody else.
Right.
It follows you when the company needs to do a background check. To me, it's like, it should, common sense says it should be like, just you don't even need a policy. Common sense, we got to do a background check.
Yeah, police officers definitely need a more intrusive background check, because even like whenever you just apply to the bank, they check your damn credit score.
Some jobs you can't work unless you got good credit.
Hello, that's intrusive as hell. So that's exactly. It needs to be so much more than that. When it comes to policing, I couldn't believe that shit either when I first found out. I'm like, so you mean to tell me your slate is wiped clean and you just get to start all over?
Yeah, someplace else and kill some more people, or terrorize the community you're supposed to be protecting and serving.
Yeah.
And
it made sense too, because I remember whenever we would hear about certain officers who or have shot and killed someone, and then we'd see about like their previous issues or write-ups that they had at other departments, and people be like, okay, wait a minute, but they've already had assault charges or all these other complaints. Why are they so hard on at someone else? It's because it's wiped clean.
They're like separate entities, and they don't share information, I guess, when it comes to police. But when it comes to criminals, I'm almost certain they share information. The databases, they punch it in and share the same databases. But when it comes to police officers, no. We separate, because it's just okay, whatever. In my mind, I'm like, I always get down to the basics. It's all about who's in power. Justice is always dependent on whoever's job it is to enforce it and what they feel like justice should look like in their eyes, according to their beliefs. Anything else you may think what justice is supposed to look like, that's on you.
Yeah.
If you want justice to look like what you want it to look like, then you need to make sure the people that are in power believe how you believe. They have the same ethical and moral code. Yeah. Because if not, then their version of what justice should look like is going to be different from yours. Truly. And that's just the way it is right now across the board.
Exactly. And just like you said, their version of justice is going to be ultimately just left up to them. It's just the onus is on them to create whatever justice is, and we're not getting much of nothing. Yeah.
So what do you think about Donald Trump's taxes? Just to bring that up real quick.
Oh my God. I think that came out
yesterday.
Yes. I was talking about that stuff with my coworkers as well.
I already knew, though. Who didn't know? Everybody knew.
We just didn't know the specifics,
details,
what we have now. We didn't know the monetary. We didn't know the numbers. That's all. But we knew the nigga wasn't paying his fucking taxes this whole time. That's why he didn't want us to see it before. That's why it never was released before. During his original run. So $750, but he's paying more money
in
to
2016
foreign countries. Wow.
And for 10 years, none at all.
Yes.
I was like, wow, you go ahead.
Wow. Did you see his little tax write-off for his hair?
Ivanka Trump.
I'm done.
Specialist hairstylist.
I'm done.
I'm like, you know what? Whatever.
I can't stand him.
It's just whatever. It's just the weirdest thing. But I knew though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. Like I said, we knew. Was there anything in there that like kind of caught you off guard to where you was like, what the?
I mean, right now, the only thing no, not really.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing that stood out that I thought was weird was the whole Ivanka Trump is the stylist.
Yeah.
You know, they're paying her. I was like, dude, like, it was just weird to me. Like, wow,
Everything
don't put your family in it. Say somebody
they
else.
In there.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you put her name in it? Like,
Yeah.
to me, like, why would you put her name in it? You know?
She's just as guilty. Hell.
Oh, of course she
put
is.
Her name in it.
Her, Junior, Donald Trump, the whole
All
crew.
of them.
The whole crew.
The kids.
Yeah. They all down. They all down. So from last week, just really quickly before you go to the next topic, last week a friend of mine, I had a bunch of friends watch the show from last week, and they were all a lot of my friends are international, so Colombia. Oh, shout out to Carlos in Colombia, yeah. All right, I know you watching. So anyway, him and a couple other people I know, I mean, because they don't live here in America, and they were like listening, but they weren't really tuned into all the details like we're discussing now.
Yes.
But they knew what OnlyFans was. And they were like, oh, when you was talking about OnlyFans, you should talk more about that because everybody knows, and we were all in, and I was just like, Lord, I don't want to talk about
Don't know how to talk about OnlyFans right now. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, they were all fired up about OnlyFans, and I did think about giving the guy's name and giving him a shout out. The one who I said last week, his Instagram, his OnlyFans was popping. But I'm not gonna do that.
We're not doing that on the show? Okay.
Well, I mean, I would, but I didn't look for it, and I don't know it, and I don't want to have to stop everybody to go look for it.
I do want to see it, though. Later, text me.
Okay, yeah, I'll pull it up on my phone. I'll try to find them, or maybe I'll find them before the show is over.
Yeah,
and
support sex work.
And I'll say his OnlyFans page because it's popping. Okay, it's popping.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
They make a lot of money.
They really do.
They make a lot of money.
They really do. And I would have an OnlyFans, but you make more money if you show your face, and I won't show my face right now.
Really? No. They have OnlyFaces where it's just for feet.
OnlyFans.
People show their feet
because
I have a huge foot fetish.
I've had somebody try to commission me for foot photos too. So
you should do it if they're gonna pay you. I mean, look at me on here telling you. But
hey, friends help each other.
But I actually follow some Instagram accounts who they just show their feet. Because I think their feet are beautiful. Really? I don't think everyone's feet are beautiful, but yes. I mean, if your feet are really beautiful to me, like I have met dudes for a date. I met up at their house and they showed up to the door with sandals on and they had fucked up feet.
I don't like
and
that.
I was turned off. I was uninterested. My stomach was turned. The face and body was beautiful. The face and body was beautiful. The feet was so fucked. I was like, I can't fuck. I can't do that. I just can't do it. I'm a hands, feet, and teeth guy, and the feet were so disgusting. Yeah. I mean, really nasty.
Those are signs of good health too. Like when you have decent looking feet, because when your feet look bad, it's like, yo, is this a fungal infection?
Maintenance, something. Take care of yourself.
What is this? So we coming over here with these.
Yes, if your teeth not right, how can we kiss? It's a no.
You know what? I dated a guy who had bad feet, and his feet were so crusty they was like kind of cutting up the sheets a little bit. It was like making that sound.
Did you tell him? Did you say anything to him?
Yes. And then one time his feet, they scraped my skin because I got soft skin, and he scraped my skin with his fucking alligator feet.
Okay, so one better. Did you ever rub him with the lotion and try to scrub his feet and take care of him?
No. I don't scrub men's feet. I don't do that. He can rub my feet, but I put some lotion on his feet one time after a pedicure, but he didn't keep up his pedicure, so I'm not gonna keep touching your feet, my nigga. Ew. You know?
I'm disgusted.
Me too.
I can't do it. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch it.
I don't either.
I'm totally uninterested. Mm-hmm. So let's see. We have
what we got?
Flame Monroe coming up next.
Yes.
And I'm so excited.
My body is ready.
I love Flame Monroe. Like Ivana said earlier, Flame Monroe. You might know her from They Ready. That was last year. That's a Tiffany
Yes.
Haddish special.
Yes.
She's like all over the place. She's been on the
She worked on
Breakfast Club.
BET's Comic View, yes. Truth
Yes.
System with Aida Rodriguez.
Yes.
Yeah, and she's also performed for the Comedic Mines.
Oh
live
my
comedy
God, that's
show.
right. Last year,
Yes.
we were doing the live comedy shows, and yeah, she was a
She was
headliner.
our guest. Yes,
she was,
it
and she
was
tore it up.
amazing. Yes,
she
she
did really
did.
well.
Yes, she
the
did.
the place was packed for her too.
It was.
It was
It
a lot.
was, and she had her crew and everything.
Yes, yeah.
We
I
loved
love
it.
Flame. I love her. She's yes. We have real conversations. Me and her, okay.
So then we need to welcome Miss Flame Monroe then. Ooh.
Oh, so the
Ooh.
engineers are telling us she's not here yet.
Ooh.
Let me check my
What we
trusty
gonna
phone.
Oh, what we gonna do?
Because maybe, let's see, did she reach out to me? No.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. We
Okay.
having technical issues.
Okay,
You could
so we
just go
having
ahead.
technical difficulties in, then we can. Okay, yeah, all good. So then Valentine's gonna try to reach out to Flame real quick. We're gonna
Well,
try to get that settled.
I'm gonna share her contact with the co-executive producer, Jacinta, who is back this week. Yeah, Jacinta is back.
Welcome.
Yes,
We
Jacinta.
we love. Well then, I guess in the meantime, then we could either bring on some of our other folks too. Figure out what to do with that.
Okay, so I don't know. We could continue with
Yes, we will.
with crucial topics. Jacinta, I send Jacinta the number, and she'll contact Flame and help get that figured out.
Oh,
All
quick
these
question,
technical
because we were
issues.
talking about we were seeing Brandy earlier. Did you watch the Brandy versus Monica? Did we
Okay,
talk
so
about that?
no, we didn't talk about it, but I did watch a lot of it, not all of it. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I just don't think it's a comparison. It's no competition. Like, oh Lord, Jacinta is a diehard Monica fan. She about to jump
she's
on
like-
in the front of the camera. But Monica's body of work, although I love like this and like that,
Okay.
I'm gonna move along. Like I love that, even though I
Okay.
think I wasn't in the right key. But I like that and so many of her songs. But her body of work just is no comparison to Brandy's. Brandy has so many different vibes, from super slow and sultry, make you think about being a better man and showing up better in the world. You know, what song you're singing earlier? I really miss you, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That song to Almost Doesn't Count.
Yeah.
I mean, Monica has those slow songs to match those, but she
She
don't have
do.
no up tempo like club bangers like why don't you return my calls when we found out where I be? You don't never come to see me.
I
What
like that
about
too.
all about? I'm like, yo, she can't.
Things that you
And I
say.
love Monica, but she just don't have the body of work. And then Brandy turns around and she's singing, I'm missing you.
Oh.
I'll find a way. And she's singing with greats. She was on that with Tamia and Gladys Knight. Like, it's like Monica has none of those. Like, then she turned around and she's singing songs with Whitney. Like, it's
Yeah.
her body of
I get that.
It's just not the same.
I get that too.
And
but
the
I think
level-
for me though, it's just like it's like our '90s R&B girls, you know, who came up at about the
Yes.
same time. They were always like pit against one another. So I think that was what that was for too, is just to kind of change what that should look like, I guess, for the rest of for rest of Brandy's legacy and the rest of Monica's legacy separately as well too. So that's why I appreciated that. But yeah, I mean, Brandy has also had more of a chance to. Brandy gave me a little bit more like a Disney kid growing up, you know, and then Monica
more
was like,
crossover.
Monica's more like a runaway girl.
She was.
So they were definitely just
So-
different environments and, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, in that resolve, like that you just brought up, I feel like I would have been tighter with Monica. I like Brandy. We would have been cool, but Monica would have been like my homegirl.
Monica,
I'd have been
I
like,
feel
yeah,
she can
we would have
fucking
did some
car
dirt.
up with me.
We'd have did dirt together. Like I'd have been like,
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And like, I mean, I loved her stuff. I mean, it was sassy. And you know what I love about both of their voices, but Monica's in particular. Even that day on the verses, like they were singing. They were singing along.
They were.
Monica's voice sound the same as when she was young.
Oh, yeah.
When she first came out with that just one of them days. I was like, this girl better sing that power in her voice. I was like, Monica better go.
Yeah, I also didn't realize that Monica had been singing even younger than like 15 or like recording, basically. Put it that way. I did not know that. So that was really cool too. I mean, they definitely just give me, like I said, their voices are so sultry, and sorry, but a lot of the R&B girls now don't even sing like them. So that I needed to hear that too. I needed to hear good singing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like we're getting a lot of whisper singing now, and that's annoying me. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Okay, so now that you bring that up, what's his name? August Alsina. So I mean, I don't follow a lot of these. I don't know half of these people. I just don't. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And the only reason why he really stood out to me, why I went to go look and find out his songs or listen to some of them, was because of the whole thing with Jada and them. So I was like, who the fuck? Who was this dude they keep talking about? So I was like, let me go find out.
Okay.
So I listened. They were talking about, his songs. He's saying this and his songs are so great. And I was like, I mean, my own opinion. God bless him. Yeah. That takes nothing away from him and whatever he's doing his thing.
That's fine.
The music itself, I was like, what the hell is that shit? Okay. I mean, to me, it sounded like run-on sentences. They pretty much all sound the same. I couldn't make out half of his words or so much auto-tune. But you know what I did find out? Because I'm on YouTube and I like to hear people singing live. He was singing with some church group or something, doing something. It was an award ceremony, something he was singing. Okay. And he could sing.
Okay.
He could sing for real. Okay. I was like, oh my God, he could really sing. I would never know if I was listening to that music. And if I listened to his music versus listening to him sing live, like he was singing, I'd have been like, like if I never heard him sing live, I'd have been like, nah, I pass. I'm not buying that. It just sounded like a run-on sentence, and I can't make out every word.
I know you've worked in the music industry for a while, and I just want to know, do you still feel like, because I know like R&B girls back then, they'd be like, hey, sometimes you had to just make something, just get in there, and then, you can start to cultivate your own sound. Do you feel like R&B girls now are able to be a little bit more of individuals, I guess, or do you still feel like they're still up against, having to compromise and make something that they don't really like right now until they can make the shit they want?
I think everybody, unfortunately, men and females, are in positions where they have to do what is what the grind, the machine is putting out, and kind of prove themselves before they can start infusing themselves, except for some of the lucky ones. There's some people who make it through and they don't have to really compromise, and they just who they are, and they're beloved and accepted right out of the gate for who they are. True. But there are some that, they had to do this first. Like Pink, she came out singing R&B. Remember Pink? Yeah. She was like,
that's an infamous one, too.
There you go, looking pitiful, just because I let you go. I liked her, but you see who she really is now. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't sing that. She don't even mix it in. Come in a little bit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? She made her transition. She paid her dues. She's like, I'm doing what I want to do now. And Mariah Carey, same thing. Yeah. I mean, I think she had that balladeer, lovebird, songbird in her. Yeah. But that was a mold that I guess Tommy Mottola and the people who had for her that mold. She did have the talent and the beauty and everything, yeah. But the second she came out of that, she was on the cars and Snoop Dogg videos with little tank tops looking like the video girl washing the cars.
She was the songbird
doing the high notes.
Rap videos.
And I was like, what is I went into shock. I was like, what is Mariah doing? I was in shock. But that was just another part of who she was. She didn't want to keep standing up there, in a little gown or whatever, singing, big songs. You know, I mean, I'm not mad at any of it. I
like
love
you said, there was definitely a stark transition too. You know what? Ironically, since you brought up Mariah Carey, do you know she recorded like an alternative album as well?
Really?
Yes. I'll have to send it to you. But like, she's singing on it. She's like, I recorded an alternative version of this one song, but it never got released.
Wow, it's released now?
Well, she released it on her own. It's on her Twitter page.
Oh, I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Send me the link when you get a chance.
Yeah, for sure.
I would love to check that out.
Hell yeah, but it was really cool. So I was like, oh shit, I like that.
I do. I guess kind of to go back to your question, I feel like women, unfortunately, it's hard. Well, even though now I feel like some women are moving the needle on it, but it's harder for them to own their own sexuality in the music industry.
I feel that, yeah.
And like, for example, WAP, Wet Ass Pussy, with what is it?
Cardi and Megan.
Cardi B
Okay.
and Megan Thee Stallion. I said, I love the songs popping.
Yes.
Like, oh, look at them, and they completely owning their sexuality, and they got so much pushback and people, like shocked and
Which
appalled.
that was so weird.
I thought it was weird. I mean, I'll be honest. I was like a little bit like embarrassed, like, oh my God, what that's pussy, But I got over it.
Trina.
Number one, I got over it. But two, like, but it's been a while since we had Little Kims and Trinas coming out talking about I throw lips to the shit, handle it like a real bitch, Heather Hunter, Jenna Jack me, taking the bud. Yeah. Like, when the last time we had, I mean, we have a lot of these, I guess, city girls or whatever they know all these girls.
We got
but
city
I mean,
girls.
these people who are like reaching the crossover levels talking like that. So now when I heard Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion talking about wet ass pussy, and I was like, oh. But excuse me, even now when I play Little Kim, I loud in my car. I like, if I get to the stop sign, I'm like, oh, let me turn it down a little bit. When she's saying, I don't want dick tonight, eat my pussy right. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking die. Like, turn that shit down.
Oh my God, that's crazy. I mean, I feel the same way. I was a little bit shocked, but I wasn't surprised because for me it was refreshing to hear that too.
I can't hear you.
Are we
Flame
ready to
is
go?
on. Flame is ready. Oh.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, but for me, I was
Can
about
you
to say,
call
I
her?
think it was just really like refreshing for me to hear that again.
Cool.
Are
I'm
we having tech diffs?
Yes. For some
Okay.
reason we're having difficulty. That's why we're still talking to try to get Flame connected in
Do you
here.
want to try our others and then we'll come back? Save
Well,
the
the
best
whole
for
purpose
last.
of we're talking about Ha Ha Herby is what she's talking about. He's a newer up and coming comedian that we were gonna have join in the conversation after we spoke to Flame Monroe. Flame will be in a few minutes.
All right.
Okay, so we'll wait because the purpose of him coming in is to really talk to Flame and ask.
Oh,
and
we're
ask
gonna do a
advice.
duo?
Yes.
A quad?
He's not coming after her. He's coming on along with her.
Got it.
Yeah, so I don't want to talk to Herbie. He should be talking to Flame. So,
I knew that.
oh my goodness. So right now we are improvising because all of the things that we're talking about, we weren't supposed to be talking about it. So check out the talent and the improvisation going on. You feel me?
Uh-huh. Where are you from again?
I'm from New York, from Brooklyn. Sometimes
From
I think it's just a little bit too much.
Improvisation. Yeah,
Making up words.
Yeah.
Improvisation. I'll be making up words.
You very loud. You very New York loud.
I can be.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a little. I am a little sometimes.
Yeah.
It takes me to have to kind of consciously be like, okay, relax. Like.
You
relax.
talk to yourself in your mind.
I
you're
do.
Like,
Okay, calm down. And then sometimes I know certain situations I may get excitable. So I'm like, I will already tell myself ahead of time, okay, so pace yourself, relax.
we're gonna
You don't have to get that
just
loud,
vibe.
relax, calm down. But yeah, man, just we were just discussing about women owning their own sexuality in the music industry. And I am all here for it. It is different. It does feel awkward sometimes. It does feel weird and uncomfortable. But everything most things you're not used to feel that way. That doesn't mean that it's wrong. And it's not right that a man should be able to take advantage of a woman's sexuality and make money and profit and be popular off it. Why can't she do it herself?
Right. It's her own body, her own sexuality. And I love to see that. Women are reclaiming that, and women rappers are reclaiming that too. So that feels good.
I think it would be something if oftentimes, yes, you'll see women have men strippers in their video and stuff, but they never really sexualize them the way men do women in the videos. Like, they could have them literally like saying something about their dick size, or be like, oh, it's not that big. Like cup the balls, cup the balls, and like literally like cup. They got a
humiliation. That's a key
like
for
they
that.
they could have the thong or something on, and they like literally in the video they rapping and they cup the balls, like it's on. They cup the balls and be like, like ain't that big next. Like they could do anything, any type of. I mean, it's acting as well in the whole scene. Flames on now, so that's the end of it. That's with Jacinta is back, y'all. Let's give Jacinta a shout out. Yeah. She keeping us on track. Flame is here, so let's. We already introduced her already, but Flame, you there?
Welcome. We're so glad to have you. Oh, you gotta unmute your mic, baby.
There it is.
There you go. Yes. Hey, Flame.
Who is that?
It's Valentine. Can you see
Oh,
us?
I know who you are. Who is the other person? Hi,
Ivana. We met last year. I'm his co-host.
Hey.
girl. You know, last year was March, wasn't it?
Yeah, I guess so. Was it? And this has been a long
Jamarcus,
year already.
Oh, your kids
I'm
are there?
sorry. I was trying to get in, but baby, this thing was giving me the blues.
Are your kids there?
Only one. Bruh.
Can we meet him? It's your son?
Nope.
Oh, he's like no.
I do not put my
He ain't,
kids on here.
he ain't part of this. He don't want to be on camera. He's very camera shy.
Oh yeah.
No, turn that TV off in the living room, please, and take Timmy out.
I love this.
I
I'm
love
sorry.
this.
I love this. This is Flame at home.
Flame. I love this. This is to me is very. This is the positive effect of the COVID and having to Skype people in because you actually get to see them in their own environments at home.
Miguel was on the couch.
Yes, he's on the couch playing with his dogs and stuff and smoking weed, and they want to show us. But anyway, how you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm sitting in the kitchen.
Sitting in the kitchen.
Feeling good.
Anything fried? You cooking anything up in the kitchen?
I've cooked already. We had chili yesterday, and I wanted fried chicken because today is the last day I can eat meat for a couple of days.
What you going on a diet? Trying to cut some pounds?
Yeah. What color? Diet? What color? No, honey. I have to have a colonoscopy done on Friday.
Oh my goodness!
They're gonna stick a camera up my ass.
Oh my!
But you normally lose weight, right? When you do those, yeah.
Well, I never had one. This is my first one. I'm tell you what made me do it was I was terrified after Chadwick Boseman, man, he rest in peace, passed on at such a young age.
Yeah.
And black men don't like to go get their colon checked because they whatever the reason, insurance or whatever the case may be. But at 43, I'm like, wow, that's way younger than me. So I'm finally gonna do it. I've been putting it off.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, how have you been staying busy during the pandemic?
Doing like everybody else, this bootleg Zoom shit. I don't like this Zoom shit. I need some people. I need asses and seats and bodies in my presence. I don't like all this over the phone Zoom shit.
Have you been doing it
Valentine?
Like
but I did this for you because you got that fat old booty, Valentine. We like to look at it.
Oh my God! I was talking just send her about
thirst trapping on his Insta. I mean,
no, I don't.
Out.
But no, I don't. I don't have my ass out. You crazy?
Valentine got a Valentine's heart on his back now. Don't get
I'm leaving. Y'all telling people.
And his skin be all buttery and shit on here. I feel like, stop.
I only show my upper body on my Instagram. I don't show them the body.
Show Flame these shorts you got on.
No, absolutely not.
I have on.
When I first met Valentine at the J Spot, Valentine had on the tightest jeans. I could see everything his balls was thinking.
I had on skinny jeans. Oh my God, Flame is.
You can see the veins in his nuts.
Flames is not holding back tonight. Flame is not holding back tonight.
I'm ready.
Yes, I did have on the skinny jeans.
Have you been baking bread and all that shit everybody's doing? You baking bread and all that, getting your housewife on?
No.
Yeah, right?
No. I'm not domestic like that. I've been working on my 1 hour special, so when Netflix come with this offer, I'll be ready for them.
Period.
Oh, okay. So you got something in the pipes in the pipeline.
Well, when we signed the first contract, they have the option of coming to us, and they has done so successful that they picked up for a season 2. So it's just a matter of time. And by the way, they're taping season 2 this weekend in Long Beach, Friday and Saturday.
Oh, season 2 of what?
They ready.
Oh, okay.
So now Tiffany got 6 or 7 other comics. So I'm telling you right now, Tiffany's train is ridiculously bomb because she really believes in helping her other comedians and other people in her arena. So that's great. It's good.
That's a blessing.
She really is bringing people up too, and I really love that about Tiffany.
And everybody had that opportunity long before Tiffany Haddish came along. So many other comedians and celebrities had the opportunities to do that. Did they? Some did, most didn't, but Tiffany did and does.
Okay. So on that note, let me ask you, as hot, on fire, very synonymous, it goes well with your name, Flame Monroe. Up and coming transgender, I guess they consider you transgender comedian. Do you have any up and coming gay or LGBTQ or transgender comedians that you feel like should be hot on your trails that you might want to pull up next time? I mean, in the future.
I don't know. There's one guy in LA. His name, he's a Latin guy. I saw him on a Monday night at the the improv on. I can't think of his name, but he was hilariously funny to me. He was openly gay, but his shtick wasn't about just being gay. He actually talked about real life.
Okay.
I do love Ha Ha Herby. I don't know many openly gay comics here because they don't really just come on stage and say it. I mean, but they have comedian shows or comic shows where they have a gay night. I really don't frequent those because those really don't work well with my line of comedy. My line of comedy is crossover male and female. I really don't work very, very well in just the gay arena doing flat-foot stand-up. Now, I can host any show at any gay club, but just doing flat-foot stand-up for the gays, it just never works for me.
But you talk about your family and stuff, like real life stuff that happened in your life, which is extremely interesting, by the way.
Well, thank you. But going to the gay club, that's no interest in them, baby. They want to talk about the bird is gay and the cat is gay and how much booty they eat.
Yeah,
First of all, I don't think eating booty is supposed to be funny.
I didn't know that about gay clubs.
Well, I mean, I think...
Well, it's when they have the gay night of comedy. See, it's not a gay comedy club per se. It's a gay club, and they'll have one night of comedy so people can do the open mics or what have you. But I usually don't do well in those because my brand of comedy really is not for that audience. I'm not faulting them. It just don't work.
Okay.
Let me ask you... I know, well, I can just imagine, and I did watch, excuse me, I'm sorry. I did watch They Ready maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 times. And I specifically watched for a couple of you guys' specials, in particular, yours being one of them. I also watched, because Tiffany had a moment before Issue's stand-up started where she had a conversation with you. And I remember you saying to Tiffany, amongst many things, that an experience where you had where there was a time when no comics would speak to you at all. They just act like you weren't there, and now they actually say hi and and act like you're a person and you're in the room. Were there any other experiences you had that you didn't share that you could share now that you had at different comedy shows, or how about specifically amongst your own African American group of comedians?
Well, isn't that where it always starts with any nationality? We cover what we see all the time. So black folks usually be with black folks, white folks with white folks, Asians with Asians. So of course it was the black folks because I started off in a black comedy club. The training was great, but the audience was pretty open to me, very receptive because of the shock value, especially when I was young and I had a body like a nightmare. But a lot of comics, men and some females, were very intimidated by my presence, of my security. And they didn't know how insecure I really was because I wasn't in my house. I was in y'all house. But I was doing what I wanted to do, and nothing and no one would shake me or push me away. So even with being ostracized and not being spoke to, and some of them wouldn't say anything because they were insecure who they were. Of course, that was challenging, but it's what I wanted to do, so I wasn't going nowhere. Now, let's talk about the ones that were not like that. The Evan Lionels and the Corey Holcombs and the Damon Williams and these guys, the Chris Spencers, who was the J. Anthony Browns, was like, as long as you're funny, you can go. I'm gonna give you some time. Ian's at Comedy Union. Those were the ones who gave me opportunities where nobody else would, because they didn't care that I looked different from somebody else. All they wanted to know was you funny? So for all the names that I was called and the abuse that I received from all the other comics, what I have done is open up the floodgates. For now, if you look different from somebody else or you dress different, they don't care about that. All they want you to do is show up and be funny. So I think you're welcome.
Okay, right.
Well, good. I'm glad. Thank God for small blessings.
But if I was a soft-skinned new millennial who was part of this cancel culture where everything you say hurts my feelings, or I want to throw a parade in March, then I would not be here talking to you guys right now because there was no room for that. There was no room. You're in a comedy club. You're going to get called out your name anyway. And then when you don't look like everybody else, they're really going to attack you. So if I was a little crybaby, I would have never survived this many years in this game.
How long did it take you to develop that thick skin, that sense you had to have that you needed to be tougher?
Oh, I think I came in with the thick skin. The confidence wasn't as always as it is now, but I had to get over those humps of working with comedians, especially when it was comedians that I admired as a comic, as their talent. And then when I met them, they was a complete asshole. That was kind of to me because you see them and you're like, oh my God, your time. And you go up to say, oh my God, that was so great. I'm such a fan. And they're like, yuck, ugh.
Oh, wow.
I've experienced that, but what? Okay, my feelings was hurt, but I the next day I was at somebody else's comedy club. Like, fuck this
you
nigga.
just kept going.
Keep it moving.
You kept going.
Right.
That's right. Do you feel that the comedic stage is today like more accepting of LGBTQ comedians, or what are your thoughts on that?
I don't know because see, I never played the LGBT rooms. I started at all jokes aside, I started at the straight clubs because I knew the power of my shock value, and I knew this was my audience. I knew these were the people I could tell stories about because I knew I wanted to have kids. I knew I still had a boyfriend. We had a girlfriend. Shit like that. That didn't fly in the gay clubs. And I've hosted gay shows. I was very successful in Chicago. And I ran Chicago Underground for many, many years hosting the drag shows and stuff. But it was different once I went to the comedy arena. I don't know what to say about the LGBT community as far as comedy now because I feel like if all they hear is you an LGBT comic or you a trans comic or you a drag queen comic, it stops at the first word. You know what I mean? Okay. Because D.L. Hughley turned me down 3 times to do his show because he heard drag queen comedian, transgender comedian. He never heard the comedian part. He thought I was going to come on his show and talk only about trans rights and challenge how I feel or how I identify. Nothing was further from the truth. I told him, nigga, I'm a real comic. D.L. Hughley said to me, 20 minutes in, I feel like I'm talking to one of my homies. You have made me that comfortable talking to you that I'm not seeing the drag queen shit. I'm just hearing another person talk to me. Same thing happened on the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne and DJ Envy. I didn't go on to challenge what I am or to try to prove who I am. I went on as a comedian and it went from there. We just had a conversation. We were grown people having a grown people's conversation. I didn't go on with an agenda to push or to say someone, to tear someone down or to build someone. I was on there as Slay Monroe, the comedian.
Right. You were just being authentically yourself.
Right.
Always. It don't sit well with everybody, but you know I don't give a damn.
I know that. That's right.
I do know that. So, hey, listen, you mentioned earlier, and it's a great coincidence, that you knew who Ha Ha Herby is.
I know, right?
And I thought that
love Herbie.
I thought that was awesome because we actually going to have him join the conversation in about another 4 minutes or so.
Oh, okay.
And
so let me tell you how I know Herbie.
Uh-oh.
So I hosted a pool party for the Black AIDS Institute maybe 3 years ago at a mansion, and Herbie was the designated twerker. Now Herbie ain't got but a teaspoon full of booty.
Okay, he's so slim. He's so slim.
Baby. We was going crazy. Herbie had the twerk on, baby.
Yes.
I didn't know whether to get wet or hard. I'm telling you right now. I didn't know
Wow.
Herbie can dance. He has some moves on him. He has so much energy.
Very talented.
He actually hosted the Comedic Mines live comedy shows that we had last year that you were headline one of the shows, which I want to say thank you for.
Before then, Herbie always been 100 with me. I like Herbie.
Yeah,
a very genuine person.
Yes, extremely.
We grew up around in the same area out in Dallas, so like he's very genuine, very like I get hospitality with him, you know, and that's hard to come by out here in LA.
Yeah.
I get out here everything hard to come by.
Yeah, okay. My first impression of Herbie was such a humility, you know, such a humble spirit and so grounded and real. Yeah. And it has never changed since then. Yeah. Like if anything, each interaction with him has become even that much more enjoyable to know him. So
I had to put this up to show y'all.
Okay.
Because I want y'all.
Okay.
Yeah, I need you guys to get y'all book and study y'all books so y'all know who the hell y'all voting for.
Yes, I agree.
It ain't just about Trump and Biden.
It's
not.
You have got to pay attention to what's going on locally.
The down ballot.
You have got to vote locally.
Yes.
If you can't remember, write on your hand and cheat. They've been cheating the whole 4 years. We might as well cheat.
I usually have my paper
who I'm supposed to write down,
and I'm carrying it right there with me.
That's right.
And I walk right up there. Oh, I already have mine pre-written down. I just need to know where to punch.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, I agree. November 3rd, everybody get out there and vote. It's important. And you need to get out there and vote. Need to get out there and vote. So let's see if we can get Herbie on the line. Is Herbie here yet? Is he ready? Looks like Herbie is ready. So Ha Ha Herby, this is he. This is he. This is Ha Ha Herby. He is an up and coming a comedian here in Los Angeles, California. He actually was the host of the Comedic Mines live comedy shows last year, and he's a friend of the show. And now we just know he's also a friend of Flame Monroe. Hey, man.
Hey, y'all. I got my mask on. I don't know what y'all been doing since quarantine, so I just want to make sure.
Oh my
God.
God.
Honey, we're good. We're good. I've gotten tested, you guys. Get tested.
Yes, regularly. It's free, regularly.
Register to vote and get tested, okay?
Yes. What's up,
Hey, Flame girl.
Welcome.
Hi, Herbie.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Valentine.
Hey,
I miss y'all. Hey, Ivana.
Flame just said hi.
Hey, Flame.
He said hi. Flame said hi. I hear Flame.
No, I know. Flame said hi. I was just telling him. I don't think he heard Flame.
He
say
heard
hi.
it. He said it.
Oh, okay. So Herbie,
Yes.
we have you on with Flame, and of course, one of the big pieces of the show is to try to connect some younger up and coming comedians with some more seasoned vets who kind of have a bigger platform. And this is your opportunity that I would love for you to ask Flame. I mean, I know you guys know each other now, but this is the opportunity for you to ask Flame, some questions and kind of get into her head and see if she could hook you up and get you on her Netflix special or her podcast when it gets on and popping.
Him to my head, baby.
Well,
I was gonna let it rock. I'm like, hey,
Flame, I scratch your back, you scratch mine.
okay. And just let me in backstage. Hell.
So hopefully we can get Flame and Herbie on. Okay, yeah, we got them both now. Good.
Herbie,
okay, here we go.
Flame. There we are.
Get them both on the screen. So go ahead, Herbie. What's your first question for Flame?
Oh.
So I got a couple of questions. I mean, I heard previously kind of the things you did. Basically, you walked so we could run. And as an LGBT community, how is it, then performing at those clubs than it is now? Because I know when I saw you at the Laugh Factory on Sunset, I was, I had my advocacy hat on. I was ready. I was like, anybody bring some heat, we gonna bring the heat too, And so, but I was shocked because everybody was really like, they were supportive, they were laughing with you, and it just made my world, like, it flipped at 180, like, wow, look at all these people like supporting her. So my question is like, what do you see? Is there a big difference? Has much changed, or what do you see now versus what you saw back then?
I think that, that's right. You were there. That was my birthday too, Herbie. That was my birthday night last year. I think that now, I'm not going to say it's more acceptable, because I believe that it was more difficult with the comedians than it was ever with the audience. But because we have so much visuality on TV, if that's even a word, because you see so many different queens on TV and it's becoming kind of like almost the normal, it has made it easier for girls coming out behind me, because I already had a reputation. I was already known in the comic world, whether for good or for bad, but I was already known. I just got exposed to the new world. I think that now, as long as a tranny or gay boy, openly gay, or a lesbian, however, shows up with the funny, that the iron curtain is down between the audience and us, because of people like me. Because I wasn't the first. Amazing Grace, may she rest in peace, was a drag queen comedian, but she did Comic View. She was out there. Mm-hmm. She did the movie with Jada Pinkett way back in the day, and Keenan Ivory Wayans. So she was like on her way, but she died from the damn virus before she could even get a chance to reach her stardom. Just like y'all, I'm opening up the door for y'all. Somebody else was before me, just like somebody was before them. We just passing the torch. Is it easier? Only because the youth feel entitled. So I don't like the fact that you think that you're supposed to walk in and have these rights. You're not walking in. When you walk into a comedy room as a new comic, you don't have any rights. You're walking in to gain you a place, and they don't care what you look like now. You just need to be funny. That's all it is. You need to have a presence that the audience and the other comics be like, you know what, we're going to bring this one back. We like that, because out here is so many comics that if you don't get it right the first time, baby, the second time might take you 4 years to get another gig. Real talk.
Wow. You ain't never lied. I've done some stand up, and like I tell like some of my peers, like they're like, oh, I don't want to get booed, or I don't want it to be awkward. It's like, that's part of the muscle. It's part of the training, like to get your muscles ready, because
I never got booed, but I did have crickets before. So I think that every show has been fantastic. I definitely got some looks and stares like, what in the hell?
That was one thing, too, that I was scared about, too, Herbie, because I remember when we first went out to lunch, when we first linked up out here in L.A., and I was like, I want to get into comedy, but I don't want nobody booing me and shit like that. But like you said, Flame, it's like, I haven't gotten booed or nothing, but they definitely just kind of be like, okay. And that's a part of the process, too, because you're starting out, and that's how you learn. You write that shit down, and you say, you know what, noted, and you move on.
Those kind of responses make you appreciate when you do kill it.
That's
it makes you even hungrier, because you don't never want to visit that place. Because let me tell you something, them can be the longest 10 minutes or the shortest 10 minutes of your life.
That's right. And you know how to make that joke hit the next time. Shit.
Be like,
So Herbie, what's your next question? You got another question?
Yeah, so you were talking about like our peers, they've been passing from COVID, and so it's kind of off the basis of kind of off topic from the comedy world, but just how have you been since with quarantining? Like, are you okay? Is your family okay? And how's it been mentally?
Mentally, it's challenging because I got 3 teenagers, 2 17-year-olds and a 13-year-old. So that's been challenging. More challenging is that I have lost a lot of money during this quarantine. Not that I had it in my hand, so it's not like I had it and I lost it, but I missed so much work. Like everybody else, it has affected the entertainment community. So now we all stuck on the damn Zoom or the internet. Everybody,
we got OnlyFans.
Okay. Come on.
Oh my God. He must have been listening.
Said that pussy.
Wait. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Flame. I'm sorry.
Even though I did sign a deal with iHeart, thank you, Tiffany Haddish and Charlamagne, it's still not like people. I need audiences. I need asses in the seats. I need that instant gratification, that energy. There's nothing like that. That is a natural high.
Yes.
You need asses in the seats.
I had a show with...
Not that little video booty Herbie.
Oh, but Herbie can get it, though. He could get it. Now, I had a show with Flappers, too, and then it was a live show, obviously. But then once COVID hit, they wanted to switch it to virtual. And I'm like, this is not the same, because I need my damn instant gratification. And I don't care how shallow that sounds, but like, if I'm not getting that from the audience, how am I going to know that my joke's even hitting in the first place? People going to come out this quarantine raggedy as shit.
Is it wrong for me to feel like when I'm on Instagram and I see comedians post or Facebook and they posting it, they're going to be online doing comedy shows?
I don't watch
I'm not interested.
I don't even
I'll be like, next.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not interested in that.
And it's not, no shade, no tea, no offense, but I know what I like as a comedian and being in the audience. I'm not going to tune in.
Yeah, I'd rather come see you or something.
Oh, sorry. That was going to be my follow-up question. I was like, what, have you done any I've done a couple of virtual comedy shows and it doesn't hit the same. Have you done any? And
I did too. I did one show for AHF, and then I did another show for DC Comedy Love. No, it doesn't feel the same, man. There's too many joke pirates out here. Y'all too lazy to sit your ass down and write some material down. And all you got to do is do that. And all this time on your hand, you should come out. Everybody should come out and be amazing on stage. Shit.
Yeah.
You got the right.
Revved up and ready to go.
Zone because they got too many joke pirates that steal your jokes and try to reach. Even though you can't tell it like me because you don't look like me and you'll never move like me, it's still hard to start all over because somebody else, maybe they be more popular than you or not, is stealing your shit. So it looks like you're doing somebody else's material.
That's so true.
It's like you're performing repurposed material, even though the shit is originally yours. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh. So no, I'm cool. I don't like the Zoom shows. I'm ready for an audience. They ready for me too.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll happen early next year.
Ciao.
Or like in the first
I'm so
or the
ready
first
to
half
open
of
and
next
host a
year.
show. Oh my God.
But only
2020 is ghetto.
It's so America's ghetto, and I'm sick of it here.
All of it. It's like Sam's choice right now.
Right.
Like,
this is very smart. It's giving very smart and final.
Very much smart and final.
I'm getting very Piggly Wiggly.
Let me get smart and final. Here we go.
Y'all are young. This is giving very Woolworth 1950.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what Woolworths is? Well,
I know Piggly Wiggly. That's as far as
I go. Oh my God, Piggly Wiggly.
I know Food Lion.
Oh, we know.
I know Woolworths. Flame, I'm with you.
When I said Woolworth 1956, I'm talking about this election ain't got nothing to do with red and blue. It's all about black and white.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
What do you think, Flame? This election. I mean, what do you think the outcome is going to be?
I have no idea.
No?
Because they cheat so much, we don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But I know that they have allowed him, because he don't have this much power, but they have allowed him to do whatever he wanted to do, and he has humiliated this country all over the world. But guess what? People still are saying they undecided. Black folks still voting for him. Latinos still voting for him.
Yeah.
Gays are still voting for him. So I'm telling you what, I don't know what to think or how to do. I only know how to continue to survive and do what I do. I'm tired of telling people to push the narrative and do this. And then what's so disheartening about the LGBT community is that there was a study out that said that 75% of the gay, trans, gay and trans community are not registered to vote. So y'all want to complain about this, that, and the other, but y'all don't want to take the time to vote. Baby, don't come at me, because I'm telling you, come at me sideways, I'm going to straighten you up.
Okay. It is difficult because, it's difficult right now because I just had a conversation with a friend and he was saying he was not voting because he's like, neither one is good. And I was like, yes, but one is worse. And so it's very scary how like media and people are kind of oblivious to how important it is to go out and vote, not just because neither candidate is the best choice, but at this time, it's like this candidate, this person that's in office clearly has shown that they are not qualified for this position. And as you can see, and I always tell my Black people, especially LGBT and Black folks, for people that depend on government assistance, depend on food stamps, be the main one saying that, oh, I don't vote, I don't get into politics. Do you know that affects everything from the water you get to the food you eat? And so I'm just urging everyone, if you're watching this podcast, go out there and vote. If you're not registered, there's no reason. I'm going to beat you in the head. Because they even have it on Instagram and Facebook. I see it all the time. They be like, did you vote? Did you vote? I'm like, yes, I registered.
I get text messages about
that. Herbie, but Herbie, what you need to know is there's way more white folks on welfare than Black folks. Way more.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But they've just branded it as if it's Black people and Black women, the welfare queen.
Right.
They've branded it that way, but it's way more white people on public assistance than anybody else. There's way more.
You're absolutely right. Because you know what? I went to get food stamps in Beverly Hills. Baby, that line went so smooth versus I going like, in the hood or something. It's like, they were just like, we just need your statement to here you go and blah, blah, blah. I was like, wow.
But they don't feel any shame. They feel like it's their privilege. It's a privilege for them.
Yeah, especially
they don't have shame attached to it.
Yeah.
The shame is marketed towards people of color and primarily Black and Latino.
Yeah.
But I've seen Asians in the stores with their EBT card, just proudly swiping and doing their thing, showing white people. They feel like it's part of their privilege. They should, of course, they should get it. I mean, they work hard. They hold America together. So we should get this. The least you can do for me.
With their EBT, baby, they had
who?
Gelson's and Whole Foods.
Oh.
Gelson's, avocados be $4.
Yes.
Yeah, that bitch just. And when you get your food stamps right away, you be like, oh, I got it for you, friend. Don't worry about it. I got it.
Friend, you want something? Grab it, girl.
Real good.
Flame. So we're about to round this the show off for tonight. But before you go, I wanted to number one, first, thank you for coming on and having taking the time to speak with the Comedic Minds crew here, and to talk to Herbie. I really appreciate you for that. And I also want to quickly, put you on the spot and say that you need to have us and or Herbie on your new show when it starts popping the podcast on iHeart. She there? You there?
What if she left us?
That was my daughter interrupting that call. See, my daughter blocked that whole conversation.
Did you? You didn't hear what I said?
My daughter blocked the conversation. What was the question, Pumpkin?
I said, hold on. I said, well, first I wanted to say thanks for you to being here on Comedic Minds tonight, and then I said when your show starts and when you're able to on iHeart or your podcast, I want you to invite the Comedic Minds family or Herbie along to come on, and have a little kiki chat on your podcast with you.
Well, I'm sure I will eventually. I'm sure I will. It'll be down. I ain't gonna make no promises like for the first 6 to 8 months.
I mean, of course, because you gotta have
Right.
Yeah, you gotta have the the people with a little bit more clout on first.
a little bit.
Then you can squeeze us in. I'm not mad at you. Listen, Flame.
You know how it works.
Of course, you know I do.
Right.
I understand completely how it works. But Flame, thank you so much for coming on with us today. We love you. This is a spot you can always come on and tell your truths and vent, or just to say, hey, anytime you want. All
I'm
right?
going to tell the truth, Valentine. You know I only just decided to do this because you told me you going to send me a naked ass shot. Go on and tell
Oh
me.
my God! Goodbye. I did not say that.
'Cause he got these shorts on. I'll get you.
They
for
work
you.
out shorts. I will not do that. Bye, Flame. Love you.
Oh.
Bye.
You guys-
Bye, Herbie.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank y'all so much. Bye.
Thank you too, man. Thank you too. All right, you guys. So listen, I guess I'll take us out.
Yes.
Next week, you guys, everybody that's watching out there, we'll have TK Kirkland. So please tune in. We'll have another up and coming comedian, maybe, to kind of chime in. I'm looking forward to this conversation with TK. That's my homeboy, and he's another one that keeps it really real, 100%.
Lit.
And thank you all. Remember, next week, 8 p.m. I was about to say 8 a.m. Lord, no. Next week, Monday evenings, 8 p.m. on Crucial Conversations TV. That's the YouTube channel, Crucial Conversations TV. And where can we find?
Oh, y'all can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey I'm Ivana. I have a lot of really dope stuff coming up, including here with Comedic Mines. This is going to be lit. We got y'all covered the whole fall, all winter. You guys just keep it locked right here.
Yeah. Well, I'm going hoarse. You heard my voice crack?
What the hell was that?
My voice crack. I'm going hoarse.
Yeah.
Well, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.